we've lost another bright star.
It's me, Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan passed away at the age of 71 after suffering cardiac arrest early Thursday morning at his home in Clearwater, Florida.
He was a major icon for anybody in Gen X.
Just weeks ago, his wife, Sky Daly, reassured fans that he was recovering from neck surgery performed in May. But rumors had already begun swirling online about his declining health. Deathbed speculations trended as fans braced for the worst. Now, those fears have been confirmed, and the world is left to say goodbye to the legendary wrestler and showman.
People always wanted to paint us as enemies, but we were actually very, very close friends.
Born Terry Jean Bollea, Hulk Hogan wasn't just the face of wrestling, he was wrestling. A Florida native with a deep voice, golden mustache, and a charisma that leapt off the screen, he transformed the entire landscape of sports entertainment.
Say your prayers, eat your vitamins, be true to yourself, true to your country, be a real American. Whew.
His professional journey began in 1977, but his legacy truly ignited in the 1980s with the rise of Hulkamania. Donning red and yellow, Hogan became a household name. He headlined WrestleMania after WrestleMania and carried the then WWF into mainstream pop culture. But Hogan's influence didn't stop at the ring.
I'm one of the first wrestlers to cross that media barrier in the commercials and different types of television.
He made his big screen debut in Rocky III, playing the unforgettable Thunder Lips alongside Sylvester Stallone. It was a short role, but it made a big impact, kicking off a movie career that helped shape the action comedy vibe of the late 80s and 90s. From No Holds Barred to Suburban Commando and Mr. Nanny, he brought his over-the-top personality to the big screen, this time in more family-friendly roles.
This is definitely not Hulk Hogan. This is more like Terry, you know, the father and husband.
Critics didn't always love his work, but for tons of kids and adults, Hogan became more than just a wrestler. He felt like a real-life superhero. And when Hogan Knows Best hit TV, fans got a peek behind the scenes, into his family, the highs and the lows. In fact, his private life was even more dramatic than many TV shows. His longest and most turbulent marriage was to Linda Bollea from 1983 to 2009. Together, they had 2 children, Brooke and Nick, who later starred alongside him in his VH1 reality hit. The couple's split was messy and highly publicized. Linda accused Hogan of being violent and manipulative, claiming she feared for her life. However, just 4 days before Hulk died, Linda took a moment to look back at what she captioned the good old days. She shared a throwback photo from 1996 showing her with Hogan, arms around each other, smiling. After their divorce was finalized, Hulk married Jennifer McDaniel in 2010. They were together until 2021, but remained comparatively private, with fewer public issues. And just 2 years ago, Hogan found love again with yoga instructor Sky Daly. They tied the knot in a quiet ceremony in Clearwater and remained inseparable until his final days. His wife stood by him through it all, denying false rumors, offering glimpses into his health, and reminding fans that he was still fighting. That's what Hogan always did, fight. By the way, his decades in the ring took a brutal toll on his body.
You know, I've had the knee replacements and the hip replacements and, you know, everything from the noses broken and the teeth chipped and knocked out. I've had 25 surgeries in the last 10 years.
In early 2025, he underwent a 4-level cervical spine fusion to relieve chronic neck pain and nerve issues. Hulk did it all to stand tall, just once more for his fans. In recent years, he needed a cane, but the spirit of the Hulkster, the energy, the bravado, never fully faded. Hogan remained active publicly, continuing to engage with fans and media, even when they weren't always kind to him. During his career, the wrestler faced highly public scandals, from the leak of a private intimate tape to a recording where he used racist language that temporarily saw him blacklisted from WWE.
I've worked with the WWE for almost 30 years off and on, and then all of a sudden, everything I'd done, my whole career, my whole life, was like it never happened.
Hogan's $140 million lawsuit against Gawker Media became a landmark case for internet privacy and media accountability, ultimately leading to the site's bankruptcy. Yet, even amid the backlash, Hogan's complex figure remained a regular in pop culture discussions. His supporters saw him as a man paying for mistakes in a harsh spotlight.
I was at the lowest point of my life. my personal life was destroyed.
He was also politically outspoken, maintaining a long-time friendship with Donald Trump. They go way back to the 1980s, when the now president hosted WrestleMania 4 and 5 at his casino in Atlantic City. Hogan was the star of those shows. Both of them were big personalities who loved the spotlight and often appeared together, supporting each other's projects. Hogan even joked back in 2016 about maybe running with Trump in the election. Then, in 2024, at the Republican National Convention, he made a big show of backing the now president.
Let Trumpamania run wild, brother! Let Trumpamania rule again!
At WWE Raw's Netflix debut this January, Hulk showed up wearing a MAGA t-shirt. This bold political statement sparked loud boos from the audience. Despite the chilly reception, Hogan faced the crowd and said,
"The greatest part of my life was being part of this great WWE, guys."
Interestingly, one of the very first to speak after his passing was Donald Trump himself, who called Hogan a great friend. Hulk Hogan was MAGA all the way, strong, tough, smart, but with the biggest heart. He entertained fans from all over the world, and the cultural impact he had was massive. The White House later shared a photo of the two playfully arm wrestling, captioning it with, "Hulk Hogan will be greatly missed," alongside a heart emoji. Vice President J.D. Vance also left heartfelt words, calling him a great American icon. "One of the first people I ever truly admired as a kid," Vance wrote on X. "The last time I saw him, we promised we'd get beers together next time. The next time will have to be on the other side, my friend." Wrestling legend Ric Flair said that Hulk had been by his side since day one. "A true athlete, talent, friend, and father. Our friendship meant everything to me." Flair didn't hold back on how much Hogan showed up for him. From praying by his bedside when he was given only a 2% chance to live to quietly lending him money when his son Reed was sick. Ric's daughter, Charlotte Flair, also chimed in, remembering how Hogan supported her and the family during Ric's near-death scare 8 years ago. The Undertaker honored the GOAT too, calling him a true legend and thanking him for everything he brought to wrestling. "His contributions to our business are immeasurable, and for that, I am appreciative. Thank you, Hulk Hogan." Actor Sylvester Stallone paid tribute to Hogan, recalling their first meeting and work together on Rocky III. On Instagram, he wrote, "I had the pleasure of meeting this brilliant personality and showman when he was 26 years old. He was absolutely wonderful, and his amazing skill made Rocky III incredibly special. My heart breaks." John Cena, who followed in Hogan's footsteps as a wrestling icon turned actor, shared a photo of him facing off with Andre the Giant. This fight was called The Main Event and pulled in 33 million viewers. Brooke Shields also took a trip down memory lane, posting a throwback pic from when Hulk appeared on Suddenly Susan back in 1999. "That moment and the whole episode was such a highlight," she wrote on Instagram. At a press event, actor Elijah Wood looked back on how big of a deal Hulk was when he was growing up.
He and so many of those people were ubiquitous in my childhood. Those guys were everywhere. Even if you weren't a wrestling fan, they were a fixture of pop culture.
British journalist Piers Morgan called Hogan the most iconic wrestler in history. A wonderful character, and in person, a far gentler, charming, intelligent man, far removed from his snarling beast ring and Rocky movie persona. Sad news. Family, friends, politics, and wrestling fans around the world mourn not just a legend, but a symbol. He gave us unforgettable moments. He changed an industry, and whether you saw him as a superhero or a flawed icon, his influence can't be denied.
To my fans, thank you for being with me, for riding the highs and surviving the lows. Their loyalty is unwavering. They actually know I'm a human being.
Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan, the showman who lived loud, proud, and on his own terms.